Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of an unfortunate discussion to have today, and that is the fact that I might have just bricked my Psyche completely. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the first limited character in Duet Night Abyss seems to have a bit of an issue with their dupes. They seem to have a bit of an issue with their introns, because I'm somebody that's, on the mission too, hopefully I-6ing this unit. And I've discovered along the way that this character's I2 is actually pay to lose. Let me just move my chat for a second so you guys are able to see what's going on over here, because it's not clear at first glance just how fucking awful this thing is. So basically, the way that this thing works is that when Psyche is in her ultimate, where, you can see what she does, right? She does her little twirly thing, transforms, and then she can, fly around and shoot and stuff, right? Very awesome. You deal a ton of damage. It turns out that... Okay, I gotta get to the ground now. It turns out that this buff, this dupe, what I've just grinded for with all my secret letters, is literally making my gameplay worse. While in Flamboyance, fire 16 ethereal powder particles every 5 seconds. Nothing wrong over here. When ethereal powder or powder stigma deals damage, there's a 35% chance to spawn a phantasm at the target's location. When Psyche is in that state, she's just going to naturally fire off some shots at the enemies like that, right? Looks like it's good. It looks like it's strong. It's basically a copy of this ability that she has on her E that kind of does the same thing. So you just read this and you're like, okay, well, it's just automatically casting the skill, Saint. How bad could it be? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it can be really fucking bad. Because you're not seeing the second part of this ability over here. How am I in combat? Who's trying to fight me? Are those... Anyways, that's dealt and over with. There's the second part of the ability over here. Spawn a phantasm whenever either of those little particles that go out deal damage. And these phantasms essentially scale off of this ability over here. You read it. Create one phantasm that then flashes forward. This skill can be used at any time. And it'll also explode and deal a decent chunk of damage. You can see over here, that's about 39, almost 400% damage. It also decreases enemy speed too, and it also has a pretty decent effect radius. It doesn't look bad at all. This just looks like extra damage. Unfortunately, you have to go into the endgame mode, the immersive theater, and also go at high difficulty just to see how this absolutely bricks her actual gameplay. So let me go ahead and actually demonstrate it for you. We're going to go into the immersive theater over here, and we're going to go into Act 12. This is basically one of the hardest stages that you have in the endgame, and I thought that by getting the character's I2, it was going to be a lot better. Let's just see what happens, though, when I put everything into play, and you get to see what this actually does. One of the big parts about the endgame in this game is that there's a lot of AoE content. You want to have good grouping, and you want to be able to damage a lot of enemies at once. I go in here, I activate the form, and let's see what's going on. They're getting knocked everywhere. I cannot even, focus enemies. They're flying around everywhere because these little phantasms are blowing up in the air, and then they're sending them in 700 different directions. This sucks. This is really hard to deal with, especially for a character like Psyche. And you'll notice, the clear still looks like fine, but you're still seeing them, right? They look like they're in a bouncy house. Now, let me show you what my clear actually looked like before I activated this Intron. This is what it looked like over here when I only had Psyche's I1, right? I only have her I1 in this footage. Let's just see what it looks like. It's all you need to get all of her secret letters. I mean, well, now you guys are beginning to see. Now I heal myself every time I use E, and that's, Notice how much easier it is to damage these enemies because they're not flopping around like fishes all over the place, and I can straight up just shoot them repeatedly. Yeah, that's pretty useful. Look at this. It's way easier to actually deal damage and kill them without her I2. No knockback, no distractions. And now let's go back to my gameplay right now. Look at that! They're like getting juggled in the air and shit. And it's impossible to like focus down a target like what I was doing before. And you might say, oh, Saint, just don't cast this ability. It doesn't matter because it auto-casts. It auto-casts anyways every 5 seconds. And I've noticed that my clear times after getting I2 are literally slower than when I had I1 only. Because of this, they just keep going everywhere and it's impossible to focus anything. I am not going to lie. I feel severe buyer's remorse right now. I had no idea that getting a character's I2 was going to make the content harder. But it is. Just look at this. How do I hit anything? How do I hit anything? That's what it looks like on stage 2. Guess what it looked like for me without the I2. It's just I'm dealing more damage and clearing faster. I'm just chilling. I'm having a good time. I don't need to worry about enemies flopping around like fishes. Brother, it's cooked. It's so cooked. I'm like incentivized. I don't even know what I'm incentivized to do right now. This shit is fucked. I wonder if it's like a testing thing. I wonder if it's like a maybe like it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm in Act 12 of the theater, and I feel like I just bricked my character. I legitimately feel like I just bricked Psyche because I can't deactivate this thing. I can't get rid of it. It's just, it literally is less, it's slower. Like, look at the time, because I can't even focus anything. I don't even know, like, how do I even focus a target? Do you see what's going on? Look at when I clear. It's at like 9 seconds, right? Look at when I cleared here. Wait, why am I falling behind now? I probably just need to use more of my abilities. Or I need to go kill these blessed guys. I'm chilling. I am chilling here. I just focus down some of the blessed vanguards. Boom. We're done. I clear at 20. I literally clear faster without her Intron because her Intron bricks AoE content. It fucking ruins it. It's low-key unplayable. And the worst part about all of this, like I said before, is that I can't undo this. I'm stuck with this. I now have a worse character than before I activated her I2 because this is going to impact so much other content in the game. Every time I do a defense thing, every time I do like an over-leveled, like what's it called? And like an over-leveled commission, I'm just, instead of being able to just focus the enemies down, I'm going to be sitting here putting them inside of a fucking bouncy house, and then they're going to be bouncing around in the air, and then I'm going to miss all of my attacks trying to hit the ones in the air, and then I'm sorry. The thing is, it's just, this is incredibly frustrating because it takes a lot of grinding to get here. You have to basically full clear the end game. You have to invest properly horizontally across your roster to even have access to this, because the only way to get Psyche's secret letters, again, is from clearing the featured repertoire where you get your first 20, and then you get your next 40 over here. And this requires a lot of commitment, a lot of grind, a lot of effort to actually reach this point. And if you fully leverage that, right? I completed 58 Psyche secret letters. I now have 2 dupes of her along with the character. I just brick the unit. It's worse than what I had before when I only had I1. And the shitty part about this is that her I1 is like really good, right? It gives her more HP, gives her a 35% damage buff. It's one of the best upgrades in the game. And then this I2 makes her worse than her I0. I legitimately think I had a better clear time with her I0 than her I2. Because this bouncy house bullshit knockback that's on and activating every 2 seconds now has completely negated any benefit that I had from her fucking I1. And I'm going to be real over here. I think that the character is still going to be cooked even when you get I4. Because her I4 doesn't even give her any damage bonuses. She just has reduced damage taken, immunity to hit stun, and then auto pickup range plus 15. Wow. Awesome. Maybe these ones will help, right? Because they improve the skill damage of the ability. But then you kind of got to wait until I6, and then maybe she'll be playable again. Because that increases all of her pen stats, penetration, whatever that means, by 50%. But dear God, I've never seen an Intron. Well, obviously, the game hasn't been out yet. This is actually the only I2 I have. This is like the first dupe I've seen in a game where it literally actively makes the character function way fucking worse. And I wish I could deactivate it. I wish I could turn it off. I wish I could go take backsies right now. Because I'm so tilted at the moment from seeing how awful this thing is in the actual endgame content. It's ridiculous. So, I'm thinking over here, surely there are some solutions to this, right? Surely we should gain the ability to turn these off if they're having a very negative impact on our gameplay, like the one that you just saw over here. This is, without a doubt, worse than just having your I1, especially in that sort of content. Secondly, and this is also the other part, maybe we just, like, change the phantom that spawns from this ability and makes it so that it doesn't knock back enemies. Because when grouping is one of the most important factors of a good clear, and you have an ability in your kit that actively ungroups enemies, and you can't turn it off, and it wasn't there before, I'm gonna be real. Maybe we just, honestly, I would be okay with them, like, removing the phantom spawn too. Either remove the knockback, or remove the phantom completely, or just, like, change it so that it's not doing whatever... I'm sorry, I just need to see it again. I just need to see it. I need to see firsthand just the amount of bullshit that this is one more time. This is unplayable! How do you hit anything? That is unfucking playable. And that's just for me using her ability. I've never seen something that bad before. And when this is what I was doing before. It just sounds fake. Look at this. Which one do you think looks easier to clear with? I feel like I'm debuffed. I literally feel like I'm debuffed. Yeah, most of the times your range is going to be 20 to 25. This is literally pay to lose. And you want to know what the craziest part is? There's somebody out there that bought this Intron. There's somebody out there that couldn't wait for the immersive theater. There is a person who opened up their wallet, pulled out their credit card, and then proceeded to go into the shop. I'm waiting for the loading to happen because I wanted to press the buttons. They proceeded to go into the shop and then go to items, then thoughts, and then bought these. There's somebody that bought these, right? Bought her I2, and then they made the character worse. That's fucking brutal. I didn't do it. But good lord. Something needs to change with this thing. And you want to know what the best part is? And hopefully, Pan Studios and Hero Games can, like, set the standard over here. This character needs a buff. Not her baseline kit. Her I2 needs to be changed immediately so that it doesn't nerf the fuck out of her kit in the content where it actually matters. And because you don't have a gacha system, because you just grind the characters, because you can just buy them from the store, I think that they're at full liberty to make whatever buffs, changes, nerfs, whatever they need to do to balance the game. Because right now, this is unplayable. This has bricked the character. I don't even want to use her anymore. And this has low-key killed my desire to keep grinding in the game. Because I did the grind. I did the work. I did the stuff, right? I reached the pinnacle of achievements in this game. And my character is now fucking completely bricked. It's awful. And I was able to tell immediately that the character was worse. So my advice to everybody is, wait until this thing gets fucking changed. Don't unlock her I3. Don't get her I4. Don't go for her I6. And definitely do not go for her I2. Stay at her I1, even if you get additional copies of it, because your clear times will get worse if you unlock this thing, and this character will just be worse in pretty much all the content that you have. It is a legitimate nerf, and there's no fucking way to turn it off. So, yeah, that's just my spiel. That's just my rant over here. Obviously, I've been spending the last couple of days grinding this game. I've have like 50-something hours logged, and this is literally the worst thing that has happened to me in the entire journey. So, yeah, just take it from me. Take it from somebody who has gotten fucking wrecked. I got fucking destroyed. Do not make the same mistake that I did. This is a brick. It is a lemon. It will destroy your character. Let me know if this was helpful for you, because the second you click that button and you grind those secret letters, you're in for a wild haul. Just don't do it. And peace out.